Hi everyone, welcome to a little lesson on how to use ActiveInspire to capture screen recording lessons for your classroom. I'm using QuickTime Play here to record the initial video, but I'll actually show you how to use the screen recording tools as well within ActiveInspire itself. So let's start by opening up ActiveInspire. I'll just go back up here to my first page. Okay, so what can you do with it and how can you use it? So over here in your Tools section for ActiveInspire, you'll notice that you'll have a default tool called the Desktop Tools. So when I click on that, my tools revert to what's called the Wonder Wheel. There are lots of fantastic tools within the Wonder Wheel. I have an instant button back to Promethean Planet where I can get some flip charts from. I have an on-screen keyboard. I have a still camera which will allow me to take still shots of the full screen of the computer, a window snapshot, freehand snapshots, point-to-points, area snapshots, and capture from active view. I have some extra tools such as the ticker tape, clock, the sound recorder, calculator, or a dice roller. And then I have the screen recorder, which we'll have a closer look at, where I can capture an area of the screen recorder or a full screen recording. And I have a nice little feature that will take me to an express poll and open up the active expression options. And then of course I can use this little button to return to the flip charts. So once again, that's the desktop tools here. So I'm going to start by clicking on that, and within the Wonder Wheel I'm going to select the screen recorder, and I tend to just use the full screen recorder. So let's click on that. What you'll notice appears is a little recording box with familiar functions of red for record, a pause button and stop. So I'm going to click on record. It's going to ask me for a name for a file. It's going to ask me for a location. I'm just going to save this onto my desktop and select save. So notice that the record buttons turn blue, and that's actually now recording. So I'm doing a double recording here if you like. I'm using QuickTime Player to record this lesson for you, and we're actually also using the ActiveInspire built-in recorder to record as well. So that's great, we're started. So what can we do with it? Let's just move the recording dialog box out of the way. Let's go back to the Wonder Wheel and let's go back into ActiveInspire. So one of the easiest things to do to get yourself started is perhaps just either recording your own lessons, or better still, getting the kids up to the IWB and getting them to record. So most of our laptops these days have built-in microphones. Alternatively, what I've used in the past is a Bluetooth wireless headset that either I can use as the teacher or pass over to a student to use to capture the audio. So for instance, here we might be demonstrating a maths lesson of two-digit addition. And this is great because often parents don't know the exact way that we do it in class and teach the kids because they've been taught different methods. So allowing this to be published will give them an opportunity to see exactly how you teach it in class. So if I'm a student, I could be going through here and explaining my concept. So 2 plus 8 is 10. I would put down the 0 and I would carry over the 1 to the tens column. And looking at the tens column, I have 1 and 3, which is 4, and 4 plus 5 is 9. So 32 plus 58 equals 90. Now the way I've used this in the past is to actually have students coming up to the board, going through a sequence of questions, and then I would save this flip chart under their name. And that becomes a little e-portfolio flip chart for that student. Now I've used that flip chart to bring out on parent-teacher interviews and just to model for parents exactly how their students approach certain concepts. And it's been a fantastic experience for mum and dad to to see just how the children actually approach concepts within the classroom environment. So what else could we do with it? Well, maths, a whole range of literacy activities, spatial concepts, so we might get the students working within ActiveInspire itself and getting them to draw this shape and then explaining what this shape is, perhaps labeling it, seeing if they get that right. You might ask them to identify how many edges it's got. One, right, with a pen tool here. There's one edge, two edges, three edges, four edges. You might ask them to identify corners or the vertices of the shape. So all this can be done within ActiveInspire itself. We're just utilizing the tools. So once again, remember the flipped learning concept, as much as possible, is about gathering student data, not just watching videos. So whilst I'm recording this video, I'm actually gathering a lot of personal data about this student. What else could we do? Well, we could pull in some data from a website. So whilst this is capturing the screen recording, I can actually go out of ActiveInspire and into a different element of my PC or my Mac computer. So I'm going to go down here into Chrome. Now on this website here, I found a comprehension piece from Literacy Planet, a great website, and I have copied and pasted sections of this text into my flip chart. So I simply selected, I copied, I came back into ActiveInspire and I simply pasted that text there. So what that allowed me to do is to have the students be able to highlight nouns or proper nouns within the text for whatever I was concentrating on. I then copied and pasted some of the questions that came from the website, and again I could have the students simply answering their questions here by highlighting. And once again I would save that under their personal name so it becomes part of their e-portfolio and demonstration of their skills. So this was a great tool for me when it came to report writing. What else could we do? So as well as using ActiveInspire, again we could go back into the web and just record an actual website. So here is a fantastic website called Copacabana, which many of us are familiar with. And I might be asking, so in the Copacabana site, they have a Get Smart interactive site. Now all of these little tools here will take you to different websites based on these particular areas. So this is Kinder Stage 1 Maths, Stage 2 Maths, and these are all aligned to the Australian curriculum, which is a fantastic resource for the Aussies. Okay, so I might be going through and just demonstrating for the kids for homework. Tonight I want you to go to Copacabana. I might have a link on it in my learning management system or my blog site that they're using. But I've got this nice little video that's actually demonstrating for them which particular website I'd like them to go to and what activities to complete within the website and how to go about doing that. And once again, that's all being recorded. So nice and easy for mum and dad to follow, nice and easy for the kids to follow. Okay, so there's another example. Let's not wait for that one to load. Let's come back into ActiveInspire. So as well as your websites, as well as lessons within ActiveInspire itself, you might actually choose to demonstrate something about in a Word document. So here's a rubric of a reading text, and you might just be going through this term, guys. We're going to be going through this rubric and we're going to be looking at these questions. I want you to select one question from each rung of the ladder, etc. So just using your Word docs and going through explaining the concepts, you might actually teach them how to go to the App Store and how to download an app onto their iPads. So all of these fantastic things can simply be recorded. So any of the programs that you have on your computer. Okay, so back into ActiveInspire. So when we've finished doing some lessons, and remember I might be saving these under different students' names as part of their e-portfolio. So I'm going to stop the recording now. So if I go back into the desktop tools, I'll get back to my little sound recording box, and I'm about to click on the stop recording. So that video is finished. Within a PC, you'll notice that the video saves automatically as an AVI file, which can be automatically uploaded into a YouTube channel or uploaded into your learning management system or to a Google site. On the Macs, of course, they're saved as an MOV file. So in our next video lesson, we're going to have a look at how we can upload these and publish them for the students. So hopefully, as you can see, very easy to use, very easy to capture screen recording lessons, and lots of potential on how to use them.